Okay, so we'll start with our active ranges of motion. All right, so you can flex your elbows, extend them, and your arms over the other way. Good. Flex your wrist, extend your wrist. Good. Then we'll go through passive ranges of motion. So it's be passive extension, checking the end point, passive flexion, pronation, and supination, wrist flexion, and wrist extension, and we would compare all those bilaterally. Then we'll go through resistive, so resistive flexion. All right, flex your bicep, like all the way up. Good. Now extend it. Good. Pronation, turn your arm over like this. Good. Turn it the other way. Good. Wrist flexion, I want you to flex your wrist. Good. Extend it. Good. And we would compare all those bilaterally also. Now we'll go into our special tests, starting with valgus stress test. We can do this in full flexion or full extension, where we're pressing in, and then 25 to 30 degrees, and then even up into 60 degrees. And that's all valgus. And then we would go to varus, again in full extension, 25 to 30 degrees, and 60 degrees. The next one we go into is the moving valgus stress test. Good. Can you lay down for me? Next one is the posterior lateral rotary instability test. All right. I want you to kind of make a fist, and I want you to push back up into my hand towards like the wall, toward the end of the ceiling, as I press in on the elbow. Good. I'll put it back in. Go again. Good. Now we'll go into the tennis elbow test. Put your arm like that. You're just going to be fully flexed down. As I'm palpating the lateral epicondyle, I want you to fully extend your wrist all the way through against my resistance. Good. Golfer's elbow is going to be basically the exact same, but the other way. So you're just going to be in full extension. Then I want you to flex it and then somewhat pronated against my resistance, and I'll be palpating the medial epicondyle this time. So start out full extension, yep, and then all the way up. Good. Next one will be the hook test. Want your arm up like this. Good, and then you're going to put pressure into my hand as I'm kind of hooking the bicep tendon, the distal end of it. Good. And you can feel hooking onto that so it's not ruptured. The next one is going to be tenules, or however you say it. You would support the wrist, and then we are just, relax your arm, and we're palpating down here in the ulnar groove, the ulnar nerve where it sits. Good. The pronator teres syndrome test. Kind of keep your elbow at your side. I want you to act like you're kind of shaking my hand. And as I extend your arm, I want you to kind of rotate your arm over. All right, so rotate over. Good. Again. Good. And then we're going into the grip test. All right, I want you to take your pointer finger to your thumb, touch tips. We'll go through all those. Okay, now I want you to put onto this piece of paper. Don't let it pull apart. Good. And before any other special tests, we would test to see if there's a fracture. You could either use a tuning fork, squeezing, or the percussion tests. And now we'll go into the neurological part. Hold your arms out like this and just kind of relax them. We'll go through dermatomes first. So it would be C5 into C6, which goes into the thumb and the pointer finger, C7 and the middle finger, C8, ring finger and pinky, up into the medial part of the forearm, up into T1. We go into our myotomes. Hold your arms out like this, don't push them down. Good, that's C5. Flex your arms, don't let me extend them. Good, extend your wrists, don't let me flex them. That's all C6. Extend your arms, don't let me flex them. Good, and then flex your wrists. Don't let me extend them. That's C7. Hold your arms up like this. Don't let me break your wrists in. Good, then resist or keep these tight. C8, and then T1. Spread your fingers. Yeah, like that. Don't let me squeeze them in. Good, that's T1. And then we would go into our reflexes. C5 is the bicep reflex, so kind of relax right here. Get that, don't really have anything good for this. That would be in C5, the brachioradialis reflex, which is in C6, and then the tricep reflex in C7. That's all special tests. Then we look at circulation. We're looking at the radial artery and capillary refill. Functional testing, we're looking at full range of motion and equal strength compared bilaterally, as well as sport-related activities and pain-free movement or activity. And then for referral, we would refer somebody if we are unsure about the severity of the injury, if there's a suspected fracture or dislocation, if there's a gross deformity, if there's significant loss of motion, a significant or continuous amount of pain, if there's joint instability, if there's an abnormal sensation that does not go away quickly, or if there is a weak or lacking pulse that is distant to the point of injury. And that's it.